Picture this. You're at a party and somebody offers you a vape. Now usually you aren't a fan of smoking, let alone e-cigarettes, but it's a party and your friend is sounding more and more convincing each second. You're a bit scared, everyone around you will think less of you for not vaping. So you decide, why not? Fast forward a couple of months. You no longer want to vape, you need to vape. Since you've started, you find it impossible to stop. You don't know why. Is it for social status? Is it for pleasure? Or is it because you no longer have the ability to stop? It doesn't matter now. All that matters is that you have developed a dependency. Maybe you don't have to imagine this scenario. Maybe you can relate to it on a personal level, or maybe you can't. But vaping is a serious issue and should be treated as such, because what seems to be an insignificant action in the grand scope of things actually has effects on you and those around you. Understandably, vaping can have a much larger impact on somebody's life than what one would think. Many times, people are pressured into committing an action even when detrimental to their health. This is because of what is accepted as a social norm.
Vaping may be portrayed as cool among your group of friends or the greater community, so it is easy to see how it can be used as a stepping stone to greater social acceptance. But what is generally seen as a fad can quickly develop out of hand. This is made worse by the reality that many people think they are less susceptible to feeling the negative effects of vaping, when in reality they are just as susceptible to serious adverse effects that they may otherwise think are a joke. Although vaping is less risky than the traditional smoking of tobacco, it is not without its downsides. Ultimately, vapes make someone just as susceptible to developing a nicotine addiction as normal cigarettes. Nicotine in itself can cause harm to one's brain, particularly for those still developing, like in teenagers. And although vapes are often seen as an opportunity to battle a smoking addiction, it can also be a gateway into developing smoking habits. The chemicals, particularly the carcinogens that produce the flavors, have a direct negative impact on your cardiovascular health and can even lead to the development of type 2 diabetes. This is also not to mention the cost of fueling your vaping habits, which according to the Australian Tobacco Harm Reduction Association comes to an average of $1,150 a year. That's a lot of money you could be using on more important things.
Even after acknowledging the risks associated with vaping, we understand that giving up vaping is not an easy task. There are lots of barriers to break down before we can see the true benefits of letting go. Barriers include feeling as though you have no control over your vaping. It can be difficult to muster the willpower to even try quitting, let alone resisting relapse due to the withdrawal effects. You may also worry about how your peers will perceive you if you quit. The truth is, you will likely find some difficulty in dealing with these barriers and struggle to commit to quitting, but if you continue to work on it, you will reap the benefits. Soon after quitting, you will notice improvements in sense of taste and smell, mental health, lung function, and cardiovascular health. In the long term, these improvements translate to a decreased risk of heart attack, stroke, and cancer. The process of quitting also builds mental resilience, and you will experience an increased sense of control over your life. Going back to the initial scenario, although rejecting the vape may seem socially embarrassing in the moment, look at what it can do for you in the long term. In the next section, we will look at how you can overcome these barriers and reap the benefits of quitting vaping.
So what can you do to help yourself in battling a vaping addiction? Here are some useful tips to consider. Dispose of any vapes you own to reduce the chance of temptation. Say no. It's easier said than done, but just remember that vaping and the number of friends you have are not correlated. Find something else to do when you need your nicotine fix, like squeezing a stress ball or chewing some gum. Think about how your actions affect your family and those closest to you. Do it for them. Think about the benefits of quitting, the money saved, the deeper breaths, regaining control of your life. It's okay if you can't quit all in one go. Encourage yourself in moments of weakness, and remember that it's all about perseverance. It gets easier as time goes on. Practice makes perfect. If you are interested in learning further about vapes, check out the Lung Foundation Australia website or give them a call at 1-800-654-301. Lifeline also provides a nicotine addiction recovery group, as well as other resources to help you on your journey. This is your opportunity to make a change for a better and healthier lifestyle, but only you can escape the vape.
Created using Powtoon.